LeBron's I Promise School. I'm not gonna cap. I was very, very reluctant to even talk about this story. I seen this story. Um, I've seen this story. I've seen it a lot. I tried to avoid talking about this story with everything within me, but I have to be objective. And the narrative is this, and I'm going to play Candace Owens' perspective about it. Because this is a bigger conversation that needs to be had. And I also got a question for Dr. Umar Johnson, considering what was going on. Every single eighth grader, according to reports, has not been able to, for years, every single one of them in LeBron's I Promise School, him and his foundation and Nike has plowed millions and millions into this school. They've made sure Jeremy H., I'm going to be reading that super chat shortly. They've made sure that they allow for them to be able to go to college. They've created environments where they can study. They've given them housing. They've created state-of-the-art facilities. LeBron came in and gave them hugs and all of that. And no eighth grader has been able to pass. In Akron, Ohio, as a part of the I Promise School, no eighth grader has been able to pass the state mandatory tests. What does that say? What does that say? The other question that I want to ask you guys, considering that y'all always running in the Victim Olympics and you said, yo, it's about how much money going into the black community, opportunities, environments, and all of this. And that is what LeBron has basically came back to his community and provided for the people. And it didn't work. Let me ask y'all a question. Two questions. A, what's the solution? And B, if LeBron can't do it with the unlimited amount of resources that he has in order to find the best educators, guarantee sending people over to college, paying for their parents, getting their parents' job, giving them places to stay, state-of-the-art facility, what can we hope for when it comes to the FDBG, EMG, ABCD, Elemental P school that Dr. Ifan Tunde is putting together? What can we expect from that? Make sure y'all hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let's get it popping.
LeBron James, where do we begin? All right, well, I'll tell you the headline here. His I Promise School is failing. But before we talk about that, let's just talk about my general commentary regarding LeBron James that has earned me the ire of the black community because how dare you insult one of our kings, King James? Oh my God, he can put the basketball in the net and like, oh my gosh, Candace, that means he's a king or something like that. No, that's really stupid. It's really stupid to believe that we should be following the ideas of someone who is, in fact, a remarkable athlete. And I'm glad that he has this incredible athleticism. It's wonderful to watch him play basketball. But why do we listen to LeBron James? LeBron James, in my view, is all brawn and no brains. And I have said this repeatedly, and I'm going to just unpack this for you slowly before we get to the obvious failures of his school, which I said years ago. Nobody ever gives me any credit for being right? I'm just being a hater. I just hate him because he's a strong black man who knows how to play basketball or something ridiculous like that. So LeBron James obviously does not read books. He is not clever. He is not smart. He is not what Kobe Bryant was, but he wants you to believe he is, which is why he is often seen holding a book and always remarkably reading the very first page when he has photogs catching him reading a book. Here is a meme generally showing you 8 pictures. What are the odds? 8 pictures of the paparazzi catching him reading the first page of a book.
This is the part where I disagree with Candace, and this is where I fundamentally think that she needs to be brought to the front of the congregation. This part of her narrative is where I fundamentally disagree with Candace Owens, and I think that she needs to be brought to the front of the congregation. You can't start off your narrative by attacking the very person that is pouring his time, resources, and empowering his relationships in order to actually go back and build a state-of-the-art facility school where he came from. I don't really understand why this is relevant. Why is it relevant whether or not LeBron James is reading a book or not? How do we attack the person and say that LeBron James isn't smart? He's literally the most intelligent person on the court when it comes to basketball IQ, and that doesn't come from just out of nowhere. That comes from being dedicated, that comes from actually having intellect, that comes from having wisdom, that comes from him being able to really be able to decipher how to move and groove throughout society. He's made some of the best business decisions as a businessman. I don't really understand why that's relevant to what the I Promise School is doing. He is not running the I Promise School himself. He is empowering other people and putting people in place. Because in that same argument, I can say, well, how come LeBron James was much more effective in empowering all of the people that surround him and identifying great friends that he then put in a position such as Maverick Carter over there at Clutch Sports, and all of his friends are able to be successful if he's not able to identify all of the great people that need to be in certain positions? I don't think you become a billionaire being an idiot. You don't have to be a scholar. You don't have to be a scholar. He's not running the school. He's not the principal. You do not have to be a billionaire. You don't get to being a billionaire by being an idiot, right? And this is the one thing that I absolutely do not like about Candace Owens, is because the first thing that she does in order to paint a narrative is she start attacking the person with irrelevant content and information that has nothing to do with whether or not the school is successful or not. How is this relevant? Let me fast forward past this part because I don't think that this is relevant at all.
You are holding the autobiography of Malcolm X along with
over the years. Because there's always
like, oh crap, what's this book about? Malcolm X. Okay, he used the word Negro a lot.
Somebody said, no, you become a billionaire being 6'9" and good at basketball. No, that's not true. It's a lot of people that came out of Antoine Walker. You could just name them. Listen, there are no billionaires outside of Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, and LeBron James when it comes to. It's 1,000 people that played in the NBA and can shoot a basketball. It's 3 that wind up accumulating the equivalent of a net worth of over $1 billion. 3. Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, and LeBron James. 3. That's less than a 1% turnout rate for you being able to leverage your athleticism and then make smart business decisions. Come on, y'all. 3. That's it. What are we talking about? That's less than like a 0.1% turnout rate considering how many people then came through the NBA. Come on, y'all. Let's be for real. When we have these conversations, we have to attack what it is that's being communicated or what the results are, not necessarily the person themselves. This has nothing to do with LeBron James and his intellect, and I would even say that he is very smart.
A very, 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 very smart man. Gosh, I'm going to do this third paragraph on. Malcolm, we have to unite. And that's kind of the point of the book, is that Black America has to unite. That's probably kind of the point of every book that's been written by a Black person. And I really hope I get an A on this book report regarding this book that I didn't read. This is what LeBron James is. And people are upset with me for calling it out. You can like him as an athlete. He's not an intellect. And so when he announced that he was opening the I Promise School, I obviously was critical of this because you cannot give people handouts. It does not work. The students have to do the work. You can't say, oh, because you're Black, you just needed a school. And he said, I'm going to guarantee every kid a scholarship to college.
I disagree with her. When I first seen this and I first read the stats and it said that, well, the I Promise School with no 8th grader has been able to pass the state mandatory tests and all of this other type of stuff. That's one thing, because then we have the solution for, okay, we have the infrastructure, you have the money, you have the resources, you have the ability to be able to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. I do think that failure is necessary in a lot of instances, but you have to pivot now. And so you can never criticize somebody for leveraging their relationships, leveraging their foundation, and leveraging their business partnerships in order to go back into the community where you're from, in order to create a school and a state-of-the-art facility where people can then go and study in peace. Now, what they do with the opportunity is on them. You also have to make sure, because you can't make parents make kids study. You have to change it over a period of time and evolve it in a culture. I'm going to give you the opportunity. That is all he did. He gave them an opportunity to be able to go to college for free. He gave them an environment for them to be able to study. He gave them great teachers. He gave them a leg up back in his community. I don't know how you criticize that. If I give you an opportunity and then you go over there and fumble it, can you say that I failed, or is it that you failed, or we need to continue to evolve and change the culture? How do we criticize a man that is going back and creating schools and opportunities for people, and then starting to try to solution for how it is that you can then get people to to do the thing that's in their own best interest? Versus, because I see y'all complain all the time. Oh man, the resources in our communities, we don't have no more great schools, this and that, so on and so forth. Okay, he created the foundation. Now we have more insight and information, right? How do we then pivot to where we can change the cultural norms, or do we make an adjustment over here, or so on and so forth, right? But I can never, ever, ever criticize a person that went back and created a state-of-the-art environment for kids to be able to study in. We got motherfucking libraries on every corner. That don't mean you gonna walk into it and study.
As if that's going to work. That's not how it works in a meritocracy, right? These children have to actually want to do well in school, and it turns out that they don't want to do well in school. Yes, not a single 8th grade student has passed state math test in 3 years at the I Promise School, which is based in Akron, Ohio. And just to be clear, he is funding the school entirely via his LeBron James Family Foundation. And you will remember the media campaign. I think Don Lemon went down with him to the school and talked about his goals, a media campaign behind LeBron James giving back to the community, how they were trying to convince you that this is going to be a remarkable success. A lot of marketing dollars went into that. Let me jog your memory. Take a look.
I promise to go to school, to never give up, no matter what.
The I Promise School is more than a school. It's a place where we are family means everything. A school where teachers greet you with hugs and high fives, where strong STEM athletics, a place where learning is about more than books.
Well, you heard it there first, guys. They're going to greet you with hugs and high fives, and learning is about, quote, more than books. I don't know, maybe they should have made the learning about the books, because as I said, it turns out that not a sole student in its fall 8th grade class passed the state math test since the 3rd grade. This has just been going on for years, according to the Akron Beacon Journal. So this school is, in fact, a failure. It's not really a failure, actually, more than it is a revealing truth about something that I have been saying forever. Black America has to want to pick itself up from the bootstraps. Of its own bootstraps. You can't have a community that whines about racism the entire time.
And this is where I agree with her. This is where I agree with her. I'm tired of the narrative of I can't pick myself from my bootstraps. I need reparations. I need better education. I need better facilities. I need people to go and arrest the criminals in my own neighborhood without me actually participating in that, because I know who the criminals are. I just need the police to go out there and catch them. You have to want better for yourself. We have to change our cultural norms. We have to change what we think is cool. We have to get our parents to actually focus on getting the kids together before they ever even touch the I Promise School, so that they can focus on learning instead of the teachers having to be overglorified babysitters. It is your responsibility as a parent to put your kid in a position to where, or don't have kids. Or don't have kids. I'm not going to sit here and blame the school. I don't believe that the school is failing. I don't believe that the school is a flop. I think that the school is an opportunity, a phenomenal opportunity for kids to be able to come in, and if the parents actually leverage the opportunity that's in front of them, if they see the value of what's in front of them, and they can leverage this once in a lifetime opportunity that nobody before them ever had, and probably nobody after them will get, and they put their kids in a position to be successful in the environment that is there for them to be great, then they can then change the legacy of their family going forward forever. But you cannot put that on the teachers. You cannot put that on the administrators. You cannot put it on the school. And more importantly, you cannot put that at the feet of LeBron James. And this is why we misguided. Because culturally, we don't understand. We do not get it. LeBron cannot make you drink the water. He can only lead you to it. He cannot put the whole fucking community of Akron on his shoulders, and y'all don't even know who the fucking mayor is. Y'all don't know who the school superintendents are. You don't know none of that. He cannot change the dynamic of an entire community. All he can do is give you the opportunity to do it for yourself. What more do you want from this man? What more do you want from him? I can tell you every single thing. I can lay it out for you, but I cannot make you do it. It takes the same way it takes two people to do everything else in life. It takes the teacher to teach it, and then it takes the student to implement it. You cannot hold everybody else accountable. You have to look at other things and other issues, such as the very parents that had these kids in the first place. I don't understand how y'all even having this conversation.
Where's the racism at LeBron James' school? The entire thing is focused on basically saying you're a winner just because you're black, and that's not true. You're a winner when you win. A lot of people are losers, okay? That is so evidentiary. We have a lot of losers in society that believe that they can become winners if they whine the loudest. A bunch of people that don't want to work and want to be given handouts because look how cool I am. I go to LeBron James' school. LeBron James gave me a high five and a hug. Nobody cares about your high five or your hugs. Teach these kids to learn how to read. If they don't know how to read, fail them, flunk them, okay? People need failures in life to be able to develop. That is the truth. Failure is good for people, not pats on the backs and high fives. But what do I know? I don't know. I guess I'm the only person who actually wants Black America to get better. And
I agree with her on that. I think that she's right and she's wrong. I think that she was wrong in order to criticize LeBron James, the person. But she's right in that Black America and the culture is trash, and we need to change how it is that we look at what success is and what it takes to get there. But there's no way you can hold LeBron James accountable for the opportunity that he's giving other people that then don't take advantage of it. She is right and she is wrong. She is wrong for attacking a person, but she's right when it comes to the culture being absolutely trash. Objectively. And I like Candace Owens.